just first understand the interface. Okay, in the Power Query editor, let's understand the interface. So this is the home screen. So here you have the data sources, new data sources, okay, recent data sources. You can also enter the data in table, data source settings, here managing parameters, here refreshing. So here we can choose some columns, okay, specific columns. We can remove the columns, can keep rows or remove the rows, okay. So here reduce rows, are you able to see the subheading here, manage columns, reduce rows, sorting, ascending order, descending order. You can also split the columns, okay. Say if the if there is a column as the name of the person and it is having first name and last name, you want to split the column into two, first name and last name. So that kind of splitting is possible through this menu, okay. So here splitting, we have a lot of options by delimiter, by number of characters, by positions, and many other things, okay. So similarly, we have the group by option where we can, it is similar to pivot in Excel, okay. So we can group the data based on the unique values available in any column, okay. So here date functions are there, okay. You can, sorry, data type, okay. So this particular column is date data type. So you can change the data types here. You can see different data types, okay. So here we have the option to choose use first row as headers, okay. Use first row as headers, use headers as first row. We can choose either one. We can also replace certain values. Suppose we have, zeros or null values in between. We want to replace all those null values with something else. We can do that, okay. For the missing values or null values, if you want to replace it with, there are two different strategies which are followed in data science for missing values. So those numbers could be, mostly it is median values. If it is numeric data type, it is median values, or sometimes you can also take the average values, or if it is categorical column, then you can replace it with mode values, isn't it? Okay, it's up to you, based on the industry, again based on the data set, based on your experience, you need to take a decision on what values to be replaced, okay. What is the replacing value? So apart from this, we have merging queries. So here the word query, okay, is attributed to one data set, one table, okay. Are you all getting? Query means one data set here, okay. Here you can see queries. So here we have one query, that is sales table. If you have multiple tables, all those would be listed here. So multiple queries. So we can merge these queries, means we can merge the data from multiple tables, okay, based on some common column or some matching value, okay. Also we can append these queries, okay, append the data from different data sets. That also we will see, okay. So this is the home screen. So here you have something called close and apply here. This is very important. So whenever we perform any of the transformations, and if you want to apply those transformations changes, then we can pull on this drop down menu. Here we can select close and apply. And here if you don't want to close, we want to just apply the transformations, can just apply this transformation. And we don't want to apply any transformation, any changes, we want to just close it. We have done some changes, but we don't want to apply those things, just close it. So those transformations will vanish, okay. And one of the beautiful feature in Power BI is this applied steps, okay. So this applied steps, this particular feature, it tracks the changes that we perform on the data set, okay. Whatever changes, whatever transformations we do on this data set, all those things are tracked, all those things are listed here, okay, one by one. and these are the default automatic transformations that happen. So we need not do anything over here. So after this, whatever change we are going to do, all those things would be recorded here. So it's a record of changes. And after you proceed with some kind of transformation, and if you want to come back to a previous stage, what you can do is you can remove this. You can remove the transformation. You can just click on this cross symbol, and that particular transformation would vanish. Okay. So for that, what you can do is see here we have one more option of copying these queries. So here we can copy these queries. Okay, so here we can change the name of the query or table or data set. Okay, so these are the different options available in home screen. Okay, and in the transform. Okay, now let's go to this transformation. So here transformation, under the transformation tab, guys, we are still in Power Query Editor only. So we have these options like transform, add column, view, tools, and help. So in the transform uh, ribbon or button, here we have group by, and again use first rows as header, transpose, reverse rows, count rows. Okay, and here detect the data types, renaming of the columns, those things, replace values, fill values, pivot column, unpivot column, move the columns from left to right, right to left, all those things. You can split, we can do the formatting, extracting. Okay, this is for a text or number extraction. You can see length, first characters, last characters, all those things. So these are the certain statistical number columns. So on the number columns, we can do some transformations. On the date columns, we can do some transformations here, you can see. Okay, and this is for R and Python script. And here in the add column, we have very similar options as of transform tab. Okay, the only difference is this can be your interview question also. So the difference between transform and add column is that it creates new column. Okay, this add column will create new column, and in that new column this transformation will be performed. Suppose here we have, say, here null value. Okay, we want to transform this column, we want to fill all the null values with, say, 0. Okay, so when we use add column, what happens is a new column will be created. Okay, but when we use this transform, what will happen is this 0 will be coming and filling the space here itself. No new column will be created. Add column will create a new column. Okay, and in the new column transformation will happen. The original column, whichever we take as reference, that will remain intact, that will not change. Okay, and when we do the same kind of transformation under transform tab, the changes will happen in the original column. Okay, there will not be any new column created. So here we have the custom columns and some functions, and here we have the conditional columns. Okay, conditional columns, they are helpful to write the conditions like if statement, if else statements. So if you want to check something, say if we have the date of birth, one column. Okay, if one column we have the date of birth, so you want to know whether the person is eligible to vote or not. What is the minimum age? 18. Okay, now you can create a conditional column that if the age of the person is greater than 18, okay, or greater than or equal to 18, then under this new column you can mention as can vote. Okay, if not, cannot vote. Are you getting? So if from the date of birth you can from today's date you can deduct, or you can subtract the date of birth and find out the age in years. So if the age is greater than or equal to 18, the person can vote. If not, the person cannot vote. Okay, that is major and minor, isn't it, guys? For each data type we have different transformations. for text, for number, for date. Okay, we have different transformation. So here view, we can view this column quality, column profile, column distribution. Okay, so basically, are you able to see this? This is column quality. Are there any errors in this data? If you check this, if you uncheck this, this would vanish. Okay, and column distribution, you can see the distribution of the data here. Okay, column profile, you can select a single column. Here the column profile will be shown. Okay, let us see those things in subsequently. Okay, so these are other options, diagnostic options, and here in help you can get the certain documentation and community, Power BI community blogs, those things. Okay, so here mostly for us we will be using these three options. Okay, these four from home. Okay, home, transform, add columns, view. Okay, so these four tabs would be heavily used in the Power Query editor.